And he raises his hand and he goes, "Do you think anyone's ever taken this class to get away with murder?" And my teacher looks him dead in the eyes and goes, "I don't know. Maybe." And then a month before the end of the year, he killed someone.
All right. This one's working. If you want to give yours a
Yeah,
little
is this?
Am I red?
Yeah, you're red.
I'm red.
Hello.
Turn this up a little bit. Test, 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 test. Oh, it's upside down. That's the problem. I'm stupid. Perfect. Okay. Do you mind testing?
Yeah. Test, 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 test.
There you go.
Looks like I'm in the game.
Looks like we're in the game. So I did an open mic last night. And didn't know there's not a single person on it that I knew. There was a little magic man. Little man doing magic. And so I'm like, oh, this is like an open acts or whatever. There's a little magic man. A man who did new metal rap, like Linkin Park-esque. He just played music from his phone and then like rapped over it. But I put this on my Instagram story, so I apologize if you've seen it. But there was an old man in a cowboy hat, black button-up shirt, and a tie that is piano keys. And he said, "I've been a math teacher for over 25 years. Yell any multiplication or division question, I can answer it." And then someone would say some kind of division question, and he would go, "Ah. Okay. I don't know, like something like 42? Something like 42? Do you want to come sit? Are you looking for something? Pizza?" There's, that is not my crate. Hello.
Hello.
You need anything? Can I help you? Am I in your way? There you go. Get them there. Is that how you do the
Give me-
lineup? Is on
You can.
It's on this paper towel.
All right. I'll buy you a
And I'm
notebook.
going to hide it in the club somewhere.
Oh, so someone has to discover it.
Yes.
I feel like I might be a little bit
That's most of the show.
leg up. Oh, sorry.
Very good. None of these are yours, right?
That Celsius is me.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It was just so warm.
I
It had to have been
He's just got a. He's just running hot.
I drink warm beverages.
Yeah.
Hate cold things and hate warm food.
Room temp, I'm with you. Warm.
You drink a warm Celsius. You don't listen to music in the car.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's strange, and I can't get sand on my feet.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Oh,
in
okay.
life.
Everything else is going
Yeah,
well
yeah.
for you, though?
Yeah, things are fine. Someone just asked me that the other day, though. They're like, "You seem like you have a lot of interesting things," and I started listing off, like, sand on my feet, no hot food. Like, I like food to come out hot and then cool down to room temperature.
Okay, like a
Soup
well-rested
included.
steak.
Yep, but soup included.
Soup included.
No warm food.
You
Warm
like a
food,
gazpacho?
but I don't.
That's cold.
That's too
soup.
cold.
Okay.
I like warm soup down to room temperature because it's harder to choke on. Warm food is easier to choke on.
Is that true? Mozzarella sticks, perhaps.
Okay, I know 0 people in my life that have ever had the Heimlich maneuver done to them, and I've had it done to me 3 times.
Is it all from mozzarella sticks?
None are from mozzarella sticks,
Okay.
but hand to God, all of them are from chalupas.
From a local joint or Taco Bell specifically?
Nope, 1 was from a local joint and 2 were from my mom.
Wow.
Yep. All 3 times chalupas. So now I don't eat chalupas or warm food.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had to ban mozzarella sticks in my household when I was a boy because I continuously ordered and continuously choked on mozzarella sticks to where it was ruining dinner for the rest of my family consistently enough that we had to make a rule about it.
If you got to stop everyone from eating mozzarella sticks, everyone around you has to hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of the best foods for an appetizer.
That's why being a comedian now, I get to come to clubs and buy $12 mozzarella sticks as much as I want, and no one can stop me.
Hell yeah.
So an old man said he can do any multiplication or division, and then people would shout out questions, and he would go, I don't know, is it something like 42? And they would go like, no, it's 56. He's like, all right, it's pretty close. All right. And they would do another one. He would go, is it something like 33? And they would go, 36. He's like, all right, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Like, he was feeling out math. Never got one right. I mean, they would get like 9 times 9. He's like 81. Pretty good. And then they would give him anything complicated. You would ballpark it, which I guess is...
To be fair, I would guess on regular, like standard easy math too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd guess all around. I think most math is guessing.
I feel like with multiplication, at least, it's just like, what are the first 2 numbers? Multiply those together, add a couple zeros after. You at least get in the general vicinity.
Yeah, but you don't have to know that now with the new iPhone update. You don't have to know any of that.
That would be funny if he was like, I know any math problem, shout it out. And anytime someone would yell it out, you just go on his phone and type it in.
Give him some notes.
That would be nearly as impressive.
Give him some notes next time you see him and just tell him, take a calculator on stage.
I don't know if I'll ever see him again. He may have taken his life after that one. He wasn't doing well. He was visibly distraught afterwards. I thought he thought people were going to use smaller numbers. He seemed genuinely upset afterwards.
The crowd ruined his own joke.
Yeah, his own. I don't think it was. I thought he was going to be. Yeah, then there was a little magic man. He was like, here's all the cards. Name a number. There's 52 cards in the deck. Name a number between 1 and 52. And the guy went like, 39. He went, okay, we're going to count up the cards. And number 39 is going to be your card. Hold out your hand. 1, 2, 3. And after like 7, you're like, okay, he's got something in the tank that's going to like, we're going to jump to 37. No, he counted them off. 1 to 37. Let's see, where are you at? You're number 10?
I like that.
I'm 8. Oh, there's a lot of...
I didn't mind writing it in front of you guys because you both got decent.
Yeah, it would feel bad if we were number 1.
Yeah.
Lift one of us off.
Sorry, don't know what to tell you guys.
Oh, yeah. Pat, you're not even on the show tonight.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to doing the podcast. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Wow, there's good people on tonight. That's upsetting.
That was the trade-off that I made to be able to do the podcast up here was that I'm not doing the show now.
You had to make a deal with David.
Mm-hmm.
This is a brutal club atmosphere. They really make you work for it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That seems like an important box to not... No.
Neuropack.
Okay.
Sales demo use only, not for patient use. It's like an EKG thing, like a
Oh, first aid kit.
This is like the beginning of The Pursuit of Happiness when he's going around trying to sell machines to people.
It does have luggage tags on it.
Nobody touched that.
All right, we'll do. We won't touch the medical equipment. Well, Patrick
Yeah.
Shaughnessy,
Yeah.
the name of the guest on the podcast. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm going 10th.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I like that.
That's not bad.
And you're going 8th. So,
I'm going right after Ben Daly, so he's going to take a lot of my clean comedian zhuzh.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to take a lot of my
Yeah.
shine right off the top.
2 clean white guys going right after one after another.
There's a 80% chance we're dressed the exact same. The only
Yeah.
difference between me and Ben is that he wears polos and I wear button-ups. But other than that, it's pretty one-to-one.
I would have guessed that it would have been the same. I do have to go back to one question.
Please.
You keep saying a little magic man.
A little magic man.
Young magic man? Not that I'm
No,
not,
old,
but
little,
okay.
not medically small,
Okay.
but teeny. He's a little magic man.
Yeah.
He wasn't a little
Like-
magic boy. He was a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just so curious that the whole time you kept saying there's a little
I maybe
magic
should have
man.
clarified little magic man.
Well, if he's a little medically little magic man, he's got an act. Quite honestly, I'd take that to Vegas if I was him.
He he seemed fine up until the counting cards part where he counted. Because what if she said 51? Now you're counting for a minute, almost pulling cards out.
I do have something though where I love jokes that are too long,
right?
And like unnecessarily long.
Where you keep thinking it's gonna end, it comes back around.
Yeah, like there was a dude who did a set here, and I won't like give away his whole opener, but his opener took a minute, and it was the slowest minute ever, and people were getting uncomfortable in the crowd and like involuntarily laughing because they were uncomfortable.
Right.
And this dude just kept it going and didn't break, and then finally after a minute the payoff was worth it. But I like stuff like that. I like jokes that people talk too long, too fast. That's funny.
Okay, what else do you like?
People like that counting cards. I think that's hilarious. If someone would have said 52 and that was my joke,
you gotta count.
Best. Yeah, well, that's the best. I would kill all my time counting cards out.
Do it
Why
tonight.
not?
Tank the show for me, please.
You should do it tonight.
Keep saying little magic man over and over again.
Yeah, be
people
like,
go, what's he talking about?
I got this from a local little magic man. And then just start counting cards. Don't even ask for people to give you a number.
We're going to go through this deck. I'm going to prove to you, before we do the magic trick, this is an ordinary deck of cards. Got 52 cards in this deck. 1, 2,
lose count
3.
at 50.
Fuck.
Drop the deck
Drop
at
it.
50.
Yeah.
I also like trying to like prove to people that you can do magic tricks if you can't do them.
Yes, it's very fun to do to children.
No, I mean grown adults.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Like not like you just go up to someone and you take a deck of cards and you stand there for a second, kind of like shuffling them around, and then you pull one out and go, "Is this your card?"
They say no, and then
well, they have no idea what's going on. Only you know the magic trick.
It's like I have a knock joke, you start kind of thing.
Yeah, they have no idea, but you know the trick.
Set up that there's a trick.
Yeah.
You just come up to them and say,
"Oh yeah."
Okay, I get what you're saying now.
And then when they ask you to like do the go, "Oh, like now I know what you're doing."
Yeah.
Do the magic trick now. You have no idea how to do a magic trick.
It's too late.
Yeah, just walk away. Yeah, just walk away.
You like what's it called? Bothering people. You enjoy to waste someone's time to bother them.
But I do sometimes waste people's time to better other people. Like
sure,
with
you're
spam
like a
callers.
hero, an anti-hero.
Yeah, the Robin Hood of people's time. Like if spam callers call me, I will keep a spam caller on the line for 3 hours.
Are you that's a whole YouTube channel that you gotta whip up. But then you have to go, I have to put you on hold for 1 second. Sweetheart. Babe, get the camera.
Get it ready.
I'm about to ruin Sanjay's life.
Well, you just keep them going, and the way I see it is every minute that I keep them on the line is one less minute that they're calling someone else. They are probably stealing my information. The longer I keep them on the line, the more they can access my stuff, but it's all for the bit.
I don't know if that's true. I think that you got to tell them. So, have you ever seen those videos where it's like someone figures out how to like reroute and scam the scammer?
Yes, and they like watch the videos.
Yes.
Inside the call
They're
center.
able to log into the call center's webcam and watch this guy as he steals 4,000 rubles or whatever their money is.
Yep.
I think that
was it.
Russia.
Yeah. Yep.
No. Yes? Rupees are The Legend of Zelda.
I was going to say from that game.
I think rubles are
also from The Legend of Zelda.
Probably. It's when you get the one, a rupee is 1, a ruble is 10.
This is going to sound bad, but I'm pretty sure it's whatever they used in Slumdog Millionaire.
What's your favorite part of Slumdog? You're allowed to make jokes if you can name one scene in Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh yeah, when they blind the kids with acid.
Oh, I've never seen the movie. Is that a real thing?
Yeah. They blind kids with acid.
Oh, that doesn't seem
Look.
Very millionaire.
It's not very cash money millionaire of them.
No. Is this one of the lifelines?
No, but he has flashbacks to when he was a kid.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things was they would blind the kids with acid. And while, yes, terrible, when you think about what they were doing, a blind kid can beg and get more money than a kid that can see. So,
Yeah.
really.
And then they don't have to know that they're in India, and that's good for them.
Yep. I don't know. I don't know how good you are at editing, so I'm gonna just not say anything.
You're gonna have a long pause so that I can cut in and out.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Also, I just imagine anything I say, could you cut that? You're gonna go, oh yeah, and then it's gonna stay in there.
I think the only thing I've ever edited from any podcast is like someone saying an address or like the name of a loved one, and they're like, you have to bleep.
Oh yeah.
They're like where I live. Other than that, it all stays in.
I'll give out people's addresses.
Yeah.
Phone numbers.
Enemies. Loved ones.
List of fears.
Bees letting down their father.
Oh, letting down their father.
What's
How many
your
kids?
biggest fear? Is it
letting down my father?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not in therapy yet, but I'm pretty sure when I get in there, they're gonna tell me that's
They're
what
gonna
it
unlock
is.
it, yeah.
How many kids do you have?
One kid my wife is pregnant with, number 2.
Okay. You have a daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your second kid gonna be?
Also daughter.
Okay. This isn't great pod material, but I have a son, and I fear that he's gonna be worried about letting down his father.
Yeah.
So I just have low expectations for him.
Tell him that.
Yeah.
Be explicit about it. Like, hey, buddy, I love you so much. I don't think you're going to be able to accomplish much.
Look, judging on who your dad is, you're not going to do a lot with life. So it's cool. But I just feel like if you let him know early, it takes a whole load of pressure off. Because, look, I'm saying, like, now I have to unlock that in therapy.
Yeah.
I'm going to just let him know right off the bat.
You're going to have to unlock some stuff.
No, you won't have to, because I'm just letting you know. We don't do well as a people. Like, we're not good at math.
Shaughnessy's as a bloodline.
Well, there's some Shaughnessy's that are good, but like me and anything that comes from me is not going to do
okay.
well.
Just your direct seed.
We don't do math well.
Uh-huh.
We don't do geography well.
No, you don't seem like you till the land.
We're not a hardworking people.
No. It.
No, I had to dig a hole once for a post, and I stopped halfway through. That post just lived 6 inches higher than code said it needed to.
You just shave a little bit off the top.
Have you dug a hole?
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks so bad.
My dad had a it's like a fence post digger.
Oh yeah.
Where like you drop into the ground, you scoop, and then whatever. And even then, I'm like, this is technology specifically designed for this task.
Yeah.
The only thing to make it easier is to rent equipment. Still, I'd rather spend the grand.
Yep.
I think it's just Colorado. It's got a hard soil. It's not a soft.
I would not dig a hole anywhere. Because there's also a point in digging a hole where things fall back in.
Yes.
And then you just start getting pissed while you're digging.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I should be making more progress than I'm making.
You have to start
Also,
reinforcing the hole.
Yeah. I think if anyone's ever dug more than a 9-inch by 9-inch hole, they realize the movie Holes was bullshit. There is 0% chance someone dug a 5-foot by 5-foot hole every day. Teenagers, every day. No. It took me, I'm not proud to admit it, but it took me 6 hours to dig like a 12-inch hole for a fence.
Well, was this your fence? A father's fence?
It was my sister's fence.
Your sister's
yeah,
fence?
Yeah.
So was there just a lot of like, well, it's not my fence. I'm going to take my sweet time getting to it. You're not paying me by the hour.
Yeah, I mean, there was a little of that. But I'm just saying.
A couple Mike's Hard Lemonades thrown in.
Even if I would have cranked and busted it out, it puts into perspective that no one dug a 5x5 hole every day. You could do it once, maybe. But you wouldn't come back for day 2.
I'm editing myself saying a lot of things about the movie Holes and who's digging the holes and what might make it easier to dig the holes. But my dad, at my last house, he helped us. He was like, The sun shot right into our back door. Big stained glass, whatever, not stained glass, but like a big roller, big door.
Yeah.
Sun would shoot right in. It'd get so hot. It'd get terribly hot in the summertime. My father said, let's build we'll just do a little, I don't know, canopy, and then we'll just have shades that go down. It'll block the sun. So we spent a lot of time getting lumber, digging holes, getting foam instead of cement. You get foam activated.
Oh yeah.
And you do
It's
that.
right in there.
It's $70, but it takes 4 minutes, and you don't have to mix cement.
Yep.
So we did all that, and then we looked at it. Looked fine enough. It was gonna keep the house from getting too hot. And then 2 things we did not take into consideration. One was the sun shot from above where the shade was, and by the time the sun got low enough for the shade to be effective, it was behind the house, behind us. So nothing has been accomplished with this shade.
Yep.
It's not helpful in the least bit. Also, I guess you got to get a specific treated wood for outside, or it's going to warp. Spent all this time, and it is warped, bent, cracked, halfway falling over after a couple months. And I didn't know about we put the cement in, that's the foam or whatever. But then, when it rains and then the rain sits on top of the foam, it still soaks into the wood, warps it.
Yeah. You got to treat wood.
So I'm not like a building, digging, hard-nosed kind of guy.
I'm gonna be honest. It also sounds like you're not a math guy to have missed
No,
the angle
also
of
not
the
a
sun.
math guy.
Yeah. We're in good company.
In high school, they put me back in 6th grade math because I didn't know.
High school's a wide range. If you were in 9th grade and you had to go back to 6th grade math, okay. But if you were in 12th grade and had to go back to 6th grade math,
I didn't make it
not
through
okay.
4 years of high school, and they're like, I think you've been fooling us. No. No, my freshman
We're on
year,
to you.
they're like, you don't know how to do any of this, do you? And I'm like, I've been cheating at math for the last 3.5 years. It's like, well, you're not going to make it much further. So I had to work my way back up.
Started from the bottom. I'm realizing right now how much I didn't do in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I graduated.
I saw a commercial or a trailer for that book or that movie Into the Wild, and I was like, that was a great book. And then I remembered I didn't read any of that book.
You
None
tricked
of it.
yourself into thinking
Yeah.
you read a book.
Well, you have to lie so aggressively in high school when you're cheating.
Yeah.
You have to almost believe the lie that you've told. So in my mind for a long time, I've been I read Into the Wild. It was a really solid book. And then I saw the trailer and there was a part I was like, holy shit, he dies. Oh my God. Yo, he dies. Did you know that? Spoiler alert, he dies.
For this book that's
Yeah.
out, how many decades old?
Well, you have a young audience.
That's true.
They could be watching it for the first time.
Those people who listen to my podcast also did not do great in high school. So I'm sure a lot of them did not finish the book.
Well, you're welcome. He dies.
That's
Yeah, you can get through so much of high school cheating. If this resurfaces for my kid, no, you can't.
I feel like with my daughter, your son, it's is it going to get... It's crime used to be easier because there was no way to detect the crime.
Crime is still easy.
Crime is still relatively easy. It's only 20% of murders ever get solved, but it's harder. It's harder to get away with murder. Crimes are harder. I feel like cheating is going to get easier as time goes on because there's AI and whatever. But also, then there's AI detectors. I would do this thing. There was something called turnitin.com that would read to see how much of yours is a direct copy and paste from somewhere else on the website. Do you know that only works if you use it, if you copy and paste from English? You find an article in Spanish, paste that into Google Translate that into English, paste that into your document, and then just fix the syntax a little bit, smooth it out, they'll never know.
Okay. Yeah, see, there's ways around it.
So there's ways around it. Also, I saw something about like someone wrote their essay, and a teacher was like, "This says it's 50% AI. This is a 50% AI essay." But then the kid also put the Declaration of Independence into the AI detector, and it's like, this is 60% AI written. So like, you'll always be, I feel like kids will always be smarter at the technology than the teachers are.
Yeah.
So even if they have like AI detecting software,
Oh,
that's how I saw so much pornography as a child. My parents put blocks up, but I'm like, I know about VPNs.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what an
Yeah.
IP address is. You have no idea.
See, yeah, there's going to be so many things that we don't know about. But one thing I swear, I thought you said that a kid wrote his essay, and I thought you meant like his homie from back home.
You think I'm saying his
Well,
homie in
okay,
Spanish? You
yeah.
think?
I don't know. Not a lot of comics in Colorado comedy believe this or lump me in with this, but I am one of the Mexican comedians.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, I mean, we're close. We've been talking for a while.
You have a certain mustache.
There's a certain comic, and I won't call him out by name, but Ricky Ramos will never acknowledge when I'm on shows with him. I love him. He gives the best intros ever when you do shows with him, but never once that I've done a show with him has he said like, and we've got another like Hispanic or Latino comic coming up.
At the Vatos Locos, whatever.
But he'll go on stage every time and be like, I'm the only Latino here. I'm like, what?
You guys
Okay.
are going by Patricio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the last name's not hard enough for people to say. That would make it worse. And then, so I wanted to circle back to that. And then the other thing you said about crime
Yes.
is only 20% of murders get solved.
Something like that.
I don't do a lot of podcasting,
Uh-huh.
so I feel like I can blow a story. You know, like I have a story that people would typically be like, oh, I got to save this for a juicy episode.
Yeah, but
I went to school for forensic crime scene investigating,
yeah.
and my lab partner murdered someone and got away with it for 2 years, and would have got away with it if he didn't go like crazy and turn himself in.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was like one of the demonstrations in class.
No,
It's
no.
like, here's my blood. And they're like, oh, shit, that matches this old blood we got. Funny you should mention that.
It's been a cold case for 12 years.
All of a sudden.
No, so that's not comedy related, but
Uh-huh.
you said crimes like only 20% get solved. That one got solved because
Whoa.
he turned himself in.
So he's your lab partner.
Mm-hmm.
You're in
12th grade?
12th grade.
Yeah.
What classes are you taking?
Did you grow up here in
I grew up
Colorado?
in the Springs, yeah.
So did the Springs have like an equivalent to Warren Tech, which was like the alternative school?
Yes.
Yeah, so I went to Warren Tech for crime scene investigating.
Gotcha.
So it was
So
literally
it's a lot of your peers.
Yep.
Sweating under the gun
Yeah.
in class.
And the first day of class, this kid raised his hand. The teacher goes, I'm going to do 5 minutes where you can ask whatever question you want. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want. It could seem like the craziest question, but you can ask it. Because our teacher was like an actual forensic scientist. So I'm sitting next to this kid, and he raises his hand, and he goes, do you think anyone's ever taken this class to get away with murder? And my teacher looks him dead in the eyes and goes, I don't know. Maybe. And then a month before the end of the year, he killed someone.
Wow. So he killed someone a month before the end of the year. That got found out 2 years later.
Yeah.
Because he went Vatos Locos.
Vatos Locos.
and turned himself into the local authority.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he turned himself into his mom.
Oh.
Yeah, and his mom made him call.
Who'd he kill?
Well, that's really not comedy. That part's really not funny.
Okay, so it wasn't like
No.
he wasn't like trucking around the United States just taking out
No,
what
no,
are they
no.
called? Lot lizards?
Yeah,
or
no.
whatever.
It was not
It was
as
like a loved one.
It was not as harmless as a lot lizard.
Okay.
But a funny part of that story is before he actually got who he was trying to, or who he ended up getting,
Uh-huh.
he tried to take like a fit gal. And so
The fraud?
Yeah, he ran up behind her and tried to grab her, and chloroform her.
Uh-huh.
And she turned around and whooped the fuck out of him. Pardon me. Whooped his ass. And he came. So that happened on a Saturday, and he came back to school on Monday, sat down next to me,
Covered in blood.
beat to shit, black eye, fat lip. No, and I was like, everyone was asking him like, yo, what happened? What happened? And he was like a pretty shy kid anyways. So he was like, oh, nothing. Like, whatever. Then come to find out, a tough girl beat him up. So he had to alter his targets.
I do like him sitting in class, just black eye, covered in like comically birds flying around his head. You're like, what happened? He's like, brother.
Long story.
Skateboarding or something. It's like,
well, he could have gone, if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. And then he could have told me.
I tried to kill a woman.
I tried to kill a woman.
All right, brother.
Yeah, there's no way that happened.
How big of a... If we got a fit broad.
Mm-hmm.
We got a fit bird, as they say overseas. How big is this guy? Is he a little magic man, or is he a...
He was on the bigger side.
Okay.
Like not tall, like average height, but like a little bit huskier.
Right. Easily winded.
That's like he had to have jumped out and grabbed her right away. Like he couldn't have chased her for a while. Yeah.
That's so...
And then my question is, once he got whooped, how far did he have to run back to his car to get away? Because, like I'm telling you, he's a little on the thick side. Running after you got beat up is hard.
I wouldn't know.
Doing anything except crying after you get beat up is hard. The worst is getting suspended after you get beat up, actually.
Why is that the worst? As opposed to taking the life of a smaller,
weaker
woman?
I don't mean like I don't not out of those two situations. This one is worse. Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, everything is worse after you get beat up.
Yeah,
getting suspended. If you get your ass kicked at school, you still get suspended.
Right, you're not even going out a winner.
Yeah. So now you get to sit at home for 3 days with your lumps, knowing that the guy who kicked your ass is also sitting at home for the same amount of days. You don't get more days or less days for winning or losing.
You guys are still getting dropped off at the same time again.
Yeah. I should be clear. I don't know why I know so much about high school.
You were barely there.
Yeah. I was barely there.
So where did you grow up in Colorado?
Arvada.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the antithesis of Colorado Springs, some might call it.
I don't know what that word means.
Okay, you should have gone to high school more often.
Or I should have told you at the beginning of this when I said math and geography.
You
I
should
should
have said
said
words.
English, words, Spanish.
It's a big part of comedy.
Yeah. You can make a lot of words in comedy up.
That's true.
Yep.
Gloop.
Yeah.
Scrank.
Say them all tonight.
Trimbus.
Just go out for 5 minutes in the number 8 position. Go out for 5 minutes and just make up words.
Do you think I can erase Ben Daly and Helen Dreisen and just kind of flip-flop them around and no one will notice?
I mean, it shocks me that he didn't take a picture of this before he left.
That's what I mean, I'm sure it's on his phone or something, but maybe this is purely from, just a gut feeling for what he had ready for the night.
Or he's very trusting of us. Yeah. I don't trust us like that.
Why did you get beat up in high school? Why did you lose a big fight in high school in front of the prom queen?
No. It wasn't in front of everyone, just my dad.
Oh, you are going to need to go to therapy here soon.
I called my dad and said, I'm going to get in a fight. And so my dad was like, I'm going to go to the park and just kind of like watch.
In case he like kicks your head in when you're already unconscious. Yeah. But I'm going to let you figure it out. That's a good dad move, actually.
Now that I'm a dad,
that's a great dad move.
I get it. I'm like, hang back.
I'm going to let you fight, but I'm just going to make sure you don't get put in a coma.
Well, so I fought the same kid twice. Got my ass kicked both times.
Okay.
The first time, my dad goes to the park. I go out to fight this kid.
How old are you, I should ask?
The first one was 7th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like an ass kicking, but it's not like
lethal,
life changing.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you get to a point
it's
in high school.
humiliating.
Yeah. But in high school, when kids start doing like wrestling and like real martial
Yes.
arts and stuff, it gets to a point where it can be like life altering.
You're not even tall enough to fall far enough to like crack your head open at that point. But when you're 17, it's like I can fall pretty far before my head hits the ground.
And also, you're a grown man. Like, there's grown men in high school.
Your bones have come in.
Yeah. So the first time was in 7th grade, and I met this kid at the park, and we like arranged that we were gonna fight because we thought that if you went home, like you didn't get in trouble at school. But the rule was that you had to make it all the way home, touch your door. You couldn't just be right off the school bus. So we like got off the school bus and went to the park.
Okay, and then it's technically not a school-affiliated fight.
Yeah.
How can I get suspended for this?
Yeah.
This is after hours.
Yeah.
This is on my own dime.
But unless you touch it, unless you make it to your house, you're still on school hours. So we didn't know that part. So we both got suspended the first time.
Is this a real rule?
Yeah.
I thought this was, you thought in your head that was the rule. This was an actual school policy.
Yeah.
You can fight if you touch your door first.
Well, because then after that, it's then on your parents.
Gotcha.
Like however your parents want to punish you, because you're not ours. But because once you get off the bus, they're still responsible for you until your parents take like control,
Ownership.
which is technically when you get home.
Okay.
So, but we thought you just had to get off the bus. So we got
Sure.
off the bus and we went to the park. I called my dad on the way and I was like, I'm going to fight this kid. Like, it's going to happen. So my dad goes over to the park and we do the like shoving back and forth, whatever, and start getting into it. And then from across the park, another grown man starts running at us with a baseball bat and grabs my shirt. I'm in 7th grade. Grabs my shirt and starts holding the baseball bat at me like this, going like, you effing not at this park. You little hooligans come out to our park and you do gang things like this. And you guys are making it unsafe.
The one time anyone's ever thought you were Hispanic in your life.
Gang things in Arvada, Colorado. So little does he know that my dad's also at the park. So my dad starts running across the park to now fight this guy.
Right.
So then my dad and this guy start getting into it. And they don't like full out fight,
Sure.
but they start getting into it. And like,
Nose to nose, scream the match kind of thing.
And a little pushing back and forth of like, obviously, don't touch my kid. Also, he's in 7th grade and you're a man with a bat.
Right.
What was the plan?
Your dad coming out was like, whoa. I've been sanctioning this whole thing.
He's like, hey. All betting goes through me, buddy.
I signed off on this, brother, all right?
Yeah.
Don't think that I'm an absent parent. He's in a gang. I'm allowing this to happen.
I let it happen, which is a family gang.
Right.
Yeah, the Shaughnessy's are tight.
Yeah.
So while this is going on, me and the kid that I was fighting kind of get
Pick up
into a
where you
little
left
tussle.
off.
Yeah. And I take a cheap shot. Not take one on him, but I take a cheap shot to the side of the head. And it's like Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I got punched in the side of the head, and I was like, oh, I can't fight.
Fighting's actually bad and hard.
Yeah. So I ran and got on my bike and started pedaling home. Wow, my dad was still in an argument fighting. Yeah, fighting with another guy. So then I fought the same kid. I trained a little bit. Not really, but like some time passed, and then I went to fight this kid again.
8.5 push-ups.
Yeah, as many as you do.
Right,
when
drink a Red Bull.
Yeah, got juice this time. So this time we went home, touch our doorknobs, go back to the park.
How is this, like the next day?
No,
2
this
months
is
later?
like, yeah, probably like 2 or 3 months later.
Okay.
But so we go back home, but this time I'm smart. I arrange it for the park by my house. Because here's the thing.
I tell my mom to wait in the car.
I'm like, hey, Mom. Yeah.
Bring cupcakes.
Bring treats for when
Bring
I lose,
lemonade.
inevitably lose.
When I get winded.
Oh, I was not a tough kid. So I arranged for the fight to be at my park. Because I don't want to give away too much of where I live, but I lived in a neighborhood called 5 Parks. So there was 5 parks that you could pick from.
Sure.
So I picked this time a park closest to my house. And he knew that he was on like away territory. So what he did to combat that is showed up with like 4 people. And then 2 of them held me down while I got the crap kicked out of me for about 6 minutes, until finally this one girl came over and was like, stop, you're gonna kill him. Which again, 7th grade, probably not, but she did get them to let me up, and then I proceeded to get on my bike and pedal home. So,
and where does this guy live now?
No idea.
We could go. I'll go hold him down.
Yeah,
for
let's.
you.
I have some friends now. You hear that? Russell's gonna hold you down.
I'll hold you down. There's a. I won't say that. Anyways, but there's a professional. I'll say it. There's a professional fighter out of Denver, Colorado. His name's Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
He's fought for the lightweight title in the UFC, and he has an infamous saying. He says, "If one man can take you down, 2 men can rape you." And he just said that on like ESPN, and they're like, okay. And next up, we're gonna talk about football. They just like had to hard pivot.
He's not wrong, but wow.
He's not wrong. That's
Yeah,
more of a
that
more
is-
of a locker room talk.
That's crazy.
Right before the biggest fight of your career.
That is crazy.
But not the smartest people in the world fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
Tough hombres.
Thank you.
But
Thank you for representing.
You're welcome.
my people.
Essay.
Yeah.
But
I wonder how your friend is that wrote his essay. I swear, not even for the bit. You started saying that, and I was like, he wrote his essay. His friend?
I've never felt more included in my life. Thank you so much. I've been waiting for someone to make me feel this way.
Ricky.
Well, if I wouldn't, you came down to do the Pikes Punks comedy show.
Yeah.
I could not be there, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But if I would have known, I could have said, and ladies and gentlemen,
Give
the
up.
only Latino performer out tonight.
Yeah.
If we ever do a show again or I'm hosting, I'll bring you up as such.
Yeah, or bring me up as this next guy. Give it up for my essay.
My essay.
Yeah. I like that.
That's
'Cause
pretty
to
good.
be
I'll put a little flair on it, too.
Yeah. Because to be fair to everyone, like, I don't give off immediate, like, Hispanic, Latino
Yeah.
right away. So, like, it would be fun for you to get up there and go, everyone give it up for my essay. And then I come out and people are like, yikes, this was
Hello.
2 white dudes that messed up here. And then I'll say something in Spanish.
Yeah.
And
Do you sprechen any?
no, I mean, enough.
You can
No.
order.
No, like, you speak Spanish, don't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
I know I look like I went on to a lot of missions trips to the
No.
Dominican Republic, but I do not speak any Spanish.
I swear to God, dude, that's what I thought you were going to say. I was like,
Of course.
this kid built some
you know
churches
how-
for people.
How many friends I have that speak? I have a buddy right now who's a lawyer in Miami, and the only reason he knows how to speak Spanish is because of how many trips they went to the DR to help the Haitians or whatever.
Sure.
I think Haiti is just the other side of the Dominican Republic.
Oh,
if
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
incorrect. But yeah, that's why he knows how to speak Spanish, and that's why he decided to go to Miami, because he's like, there's nowhere else where this will benefit me. But
Hey,
yeah,
when
a
you
lot of
know what
missions
you
trips.
got, capitalize.
Yeah.
But you do give off a little bit of that vibe. And are you not a teacher?
No.
Okay. I thought you were a Spanish teacher.
That's what I'm giving up.
Yeah.
I'm giving up Spanish teacher at a private Christian school.
Because, like, you say things with pretty good pronunciation, but you also seem like you might get mad at me for not saying it with I'm like,
I don't care.
gracias. You're like, huh?
Excuse you.
What do we say?
No, I don't care how words are. If it's not in English, I don't care how you're saying it, you know?
Okay. But you're not a teacher.
No.
What do you do?
So right now, I am an implementation manager at a software company.
Okay.
So people buy the software, and then I show them how to use the software. So in some aspects,
Okay.
a teacher.
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah,
aspects.
yeah,
I have my opener since I started comedy is I have a hard time convincing people I'm not a youth pastor.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a youth pastor. My wife was a youth pastor.
Okay.
But no, I don't. I am of the comedians. I am like the very buttoned up, goody two shoes Christian boy.
Sure.
Of the goody two Christian community. I'm the bad boy.
Okay.
I'm the bad boy of the goody two shoes. So, yes, I appreciate that I give off that vibe. But I've gone on a missions trip one time, and that's because it was mostly a vacation. It was in Thailand, and it was at a resort.
Fun.
So it was a missions trip where I could kind of have Mai Tais and stuff. So
That's the best missions trip to do.
which is almost worse than no mission trip because I'm doing it to take advantage of the situation.
You're gonna report back on the beautiful tourism, so you did something.
Yeah, I boosted the economy.
Yeah. You helped someone
I did
in some way.
There's a little coffee shop by where we were at. We buy, a 6-cent coffee or however much it was in baht in Thailand.
Yeah.
And then I would tip like $5 American. And I would walk back not thinking about like, wow, what a lovely country, what a beautiful coffee shop woman that this is what she does and support. I would walk back going, I bet that $5 meant a lot to her. I bet she's thinking about me right now.
And you're probably not wrong.
I'm like, I bet I could have done anything I wanted for that $5. Just
In Thailand, you could have.
Thailand.
Yeah, you could have. That's,
no.
I don't know the exchange rate, but I know that you probably just bought her a new house.
Just paid her mortgage for a week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not a teacher. What do you do?
I sell Malort, like the liquor.
The liquor Malort.
Yep.
The only thing I know about Malort is that people have many TikToks
Yep.
of people drinking Malort and going, I don't care for this at all.
That's how most people feel about
It's
it.
exclusive. It's like, it's a specific, I want to say like it's an East Coast thing, but it's like, it's one specific city. That's
Chicago.
Like, Chicago is the Malort, and nowhere outside of Chicago do people enjoy it.
Okay.
How's business?
Okay. First of all, Malort is aggressive, like flavor.
Yeah.
It sells very well in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Even in Chicago, they don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's like the main misconfusion that people have is they go like, people in Chicago love it. No, they still don't love it.
So
But they hate to love
Themselves?
it, love to hate it.
Sure.
Yeah.
They hate themselves enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We there's a bunch of Malort posters hanging in the dining room where you do the Pikes Peak show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that's you?
That's me. Mm-hmm. I went in there that night I did the show and I said, hey, you guys need any more posters while I'm here?
I got a case in my car.
The bartender said, who are you? I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Not only are you the comedian we don't know. No. I'm the Malort guy.
I'm
like,
the Malort guy.
Even more so. Get out.
There was, and I'm not going to say his name
Uh-huh.
because I actually don't know it. Otherwise, I would.
Perfect.
If we've learned nothing, it's that I will say people's names.
For sure.
I just don't know his name. It was the one time I did a mic in the Springs, and
Oh, good. I'll call him out by name. Tell me who it
he
is.
has a Malort joke.
Okay.
And I was on my way to Chicago the next day, and I was flying out from the Springs. So I went to an open mic, and I was wearing all my Malort stuff because I was going to the offices.
Mm-hmm.
And so he gets up on stage, and he does this Malort joke. And after I go up to him, and I'm like, hey, like...
We'll sponsor you.
No, because I'm like, hey, did you do that because of... like my stuff, like because you saw that I was wearing a Malort sweatshirt and hat and socks and bracelet and like shirt and everything. And he goes, oh no, I didn't even see you there, but you can feel free to use that for your company if you want.
You can.
And I didn't have the heart to tell him that he took his punchline from our company.
It's literally
it's
an
on
ad
our
you guys-
posters.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, oh,
You
no.
can have that. We have.
We do.
We have that.
We quite legitimately
Describe
have
them
it.
to me physically.
About like I don't know.
How
honestly.
long ago was this?
It was like 6 months ago.
Okay.
But not even.
White?
I don't think so.
Okay, that narrows it down tremendously.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think it
a-
was white.
It's
but I really-
bad.
No, I
Or-
know Thad. No, I really don't know
When did
who it
Brian
was.
move away?
And well, no, I feel like maybe he was Hispanic.
Okay.
But when you said there was a lot of newer comics, I would assume maybe it was just someone new.
Could be. Was he a tall Hispanic man?
Mm-mm.
No. All right.
No, I'll describe him more later.
All right. I
But
want to know.
Yeah, it was just very
I wanna-
funny, and
I
I
want to
thought,
go up to them and go, "You're unoriginal. You're
Well-
bad at comedy."
well, I had, because I was going to Chicago, so I
Oh.
had a bunch of Malort stuff with me, and so I gave him a bracelet.
Mhm.
And then as I was walking away, I felt like an asshole because on the bracelet
It has the punch-
was the punchline
That's-
that he said.
Extremely funny.
Yeah, and it is funny, but like since I didn't know him, I was like, this kid's gonna think I'm just some ass that just popped up to do an open mic, because also no one at that open mic knew who I was.
Sure.
Yeah, I was.
So real quick, I do want to talk about that. But is Malort the company or the kind of beverage?
Malort is the trademark name. So the style of liquor is called a Swedish Besk.
Okay.
But for the longest time, Malort was the only company doing it.
Gotcha. So they got the Kleenex.
Yeah. Yep.
People just call it Malort
Yeah.
generally,
Yeah.
but that is the name of the company that makes this kind of
Yeah,
whatever alcohol.
And so there's been like a couple local companies, like local to Colorado,
Mm.
that have tried to make some, and they can do it, but they make the crucial error of calling it Malort
Right.
without realizing
is
that that's us. It's not the style.
My mom, my parents were always trying to start like little business. My dad has a successful small business. So they were always trying to start like, what if we let's get another one off the ground. And one of them was my mom made, it's called almond roca.
Okay.
It's a kind of candy. And everyone always told my mom how much they loved her almond roca. And she would make it for Christmas and events.
Mm-hmm.
Special occasions is what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Just
Events works.
Yeah. Fish concerts, just
Yeah,
events.
fish-
She would
you
just
know,
bring them around.
When the dead was in town,
Yeah.
just 12 nights of almond rocas.
Roca.
Yeah.
But people would always tell her how much they loved it. So she made like a website. She made a little company. She was going to make almond roca and take them to farmers markets, sell them around, ship them around the country. But yeah, almond roca is the name of the brand that sells the thing. The thing itself is like a chocolate-covered almond toffee treat or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, so she like 2 months in got like a cease and desist, and she's like,
Yeah.
well, that kind of
Fun
takes
while
the
it
wind out
lasted.
of your sails a little bit.
It does, and yeah,
Because people don't know what not Malort is.
Yep.
Like no one's people from again what I can tell, people already don't like Malort that much. So that's funny that people are trying to break into
Yeah.
the Malort market.
Well-
but also then they go, it's what'd you say, a Swedish Best, and people
Yep.
go, I don't.
Yeah, no idea what
It's
that
not
is.
ringing a bell.
Yeah. But what is cool is it's one of those products that like, so I sold wine for 7 years before I sold Malort. And I got so sick of selling wine because it's so pretentious.
Right.
Like Colorado for selling alcohol in general is terrible, but selling wine in Colorado sucks because everyone in Colorado thinks that they're so high class.
Everyone's a sommelier.
Yeah, and so like you'll go down to these wine bars in Denver and you'll be selling like a good bottle of wine, but because it doesn't say Napa on it, people like shit on you. So I got out of selling wine to go sell Malort, and now I get to go into bars like that are called like the Brutal Poodle and like the Wild Corgi. I'm like, this is awesome. This is my people.
How do you? So are they already? Are you cold calling bars with Malort, and you're like, "Hi, you don't know me. My name's Patrick. I sell stuff that people don't like to drink. How many cases do you want?"
There is a little bit of it, but it's so Malort is right now what Jaeger was like 20 years ago. So like 20, 30 years ago, people couldn't give Jaeger away, but bartenders would drink it. And so it was kind of the cool thing for bartenders. Like if you were a
If
bartender
you're in
20
the
years
industry,
and so like you would go into a bar and like ask a fellow service industry, like, hey, let me get a scoot. And they would give you a little half shot of Jaeger. Now it's Malort. So for a while it was Chartreuse and Fernet. Now it's Malort.
Okay.
So when I go into bars, usually the bartenders are like, yes, please. Like,
Uh-huh.
we know Malort. We want Malort. It's what we all want to drink. It's like the owners that take a little convincing.
Sure.
But then, oddly enough, if a bar or restaurant or liquor store bring it in, they can't keep it in stock. It
Really?
sells so fast.
Interesting.
2 nights ago, I did a book. There's a Malort book that just came out. And I did a book signing event with the author in Denver. There was last minute like promotion for it, and they did like 150 tickets.
Wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is crazy.
I have 2 thoughts, follow-ups. I don't
Mhm.
know. So there's like Vegemite
Yeah.
in Australia or whatever, and they always show like an American eating Vegemite, and they smear it on a piece of toast like it's peanut butter, and they eat it and they go, "This is terrible." And then Australians go like, "No, you use the smallest amount of Vegemite possible. You want just like a whisper of Vegemite because it's so strong."
Yeah.
Is Malort something that you drink straight, or it's like, no, it's meant to be mixed, or
No,
like you
you-
just want a little sipper of it, or is it like, no, this is supposed to be drank like a beer?
It's supposed to be a shot.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's a really long story behind it. So like the short version of the long story is that during Prohibition, they needed something to fool the government.
Mm-hmm.
And so they made this, they like continued to make this Besk and make it even stronger tasting so that the government would be like, no one's having fun drinking this.
This has to be medicine.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did. So they were able to keep distilling it through Prohibition. And so then like a bunch of people were like, we'll support you. And so then it like caught on in Chicago. And now it's like if you go to any bar really in Chicago and you're sitting at the bar and you tell the bartender you're not from there and you've never tried Malort, like 9 out of 10 times are going to give you a Malort shot for free because it's like they want to be the person that like introduces you to it. So it does have a following because of that.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
It's very capitalist. It's very underbelly, seedy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Second thing about Malort is everyone that I know has been a barista at some point in their life.
Yeah.
Everyone's been a barista. None of them are like super into it, except for like 3 people I know where this is their whole personality is being a barista. They'll be a barista till they die.
Yeah.
It sucks. They're brutal hangs. But
They're wired when you hang out though.
they're
So much caffeine.
But they have like I like coffee. I can drink a cup of black coffee and enjoy myself.
Yeah.
I like coffee. I know I don't like the super dark roasts where it's like it's just cigarette
Yeah.
at that point. I also don't like super light roasts where it's like this doesn't taste like coffee anymore. It tastes like grass. And all these baristas are like, no. You don't want a coffee that tastes like coffee. You want something that has hints of lawn trimmings, like where they get like really sommelier about it. Where like you want a back note of raspberry, but a front on the palate you want it lawn trimmings. We don't even drink roasted beans anymore. They drink white beans or green beans, or you don't even roast the bean. You just ground it up and put water through it, and that's what we're drinking now.
Yuck.
So that's what Malort is for bartenders, where it's like, like this is only for the crew.
Yeah.
This is if you're in the know and you can appreciate.
Yeah. Or if you want to like, again, because it's for like originally it was kind of for bartenders type of thing. So it's relatively cheap. So like bartenders can go and get like a shot of it after work.
And no one's going to like come down.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's, if the bar loses out on it, it didn't cost them a lot. Or if the bartender has to pay for it, it's a couple of bucks.
What is Hennessy?
Hennessy?
Yeah, what is that?
It's cognac.
What is cognac?
Cognac is a type of aged dark spirit.
Okay.
Yeah?
Is that more like wine or more like whiskey?
More like whiskey.
More like whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, are you asking for like the very basic of like what
I
it
hear
is?
a lot of songs about Hennessy.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Hennessy is.
Rap songs.
It's some R&B, mostly R&B.
Yeah.
I don't listen to too much hip hop. Too violent.
It's too funny. Okay.
I like when it's it's a spoken word with some hip hop backings, and they're talking about
Jelly Roll.
the streets and how we need to come together as a community.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like
basically
Live Aid.
It's basically a Malcolm X speech with some musical backing.
Oh yeah.
That's what
and you can find that on YouTube actually. It's super easy to find that.
They got really cool compilations you can tune into.
There's a lot of Malcolm X DJs that just like mix it up to that.
That was a big move for a while. In what? I don't know. 2012 was you would just type in anything and then like Crump remix.
Oh yeah.
So just doing like Martin Luther King Crump remix. See what that pulls up.
The internet. Some days I have to like. I got a group chat of like Fort Collins comics, and some days I just have to put my phone down from social media from some of the like dumb things that you'll see and send. Like I'll send something and then just tell my wife like I'm out for the rest of the night. Like that's it. The internet has cashed me out for like how stupid things can be, but I love it.
Is it lowbrow? Like it's a man farting in a bathtub. Is it like a beheading? Like what side of the coin are you like I'm done with the internet? Or is it a beheaded man farting in a bathtub?
It can be both, but I have one friend that I send all my messed up videos to and he hates it. Oh, it ruins his day. Love you, Max. It ruins his day. And
visibly doesn't like it.
Yeah, no, can't stand it. Like, will text me on the side and be like, nah, I'm not watching that video. But now he's started, like, trying to send some back, and he knows I hate snakes. So he'll send me snake videos. But, yeah, like, I saw a dude get swept out to sea. And, like, you legitimately watched this dude disappear into nothing. And then all the comments are like, yeah, you can find a news article like he was never found. And so like those are the things I'll send to my friend. I'll be like, here you go. A part of me feels like if I
swept
had
out to see the camera is his wife just screaming his name.
Well,
You're like, and then I sent that to my friend.
It was people trying to prove like
Riptides
safety
are
swimming. They're like, see, it's not real. Oh my God.
Liberal media.
That's big riptide news.
Big tide.
Yeah, big tide. No, they were trying to like do a safety thing about like why you don't swim by yourself like near these rocks.
He's like, here's why you don't, and then he did as demonstration.
He
and
had someone that was supposed to like get him, and the guy did not get him at all. And it's slow too. You'd think that watching someone drift out to sea would be like a quick process, but it takes
a long time.
You can hear him.
The sea is slow but mighty.
Slow it, and you can hear him for a while.
It carries the sound.
It's whoever decided in like cartoons to do it like that saw it in real life because that's how it happened. Denise. You're like, damn, dude, just go under already. It's painful for us to see. You're doing all of us.
Knock it off.
You're doing us a disservice, okay, dude? I still have to go to work today.
Especially because like it was right by one of those on the pier Applebee's. People are like outdoor dining.
Messing up my dollaritas, man.
My kid's trying to play Candy Crush.
Hey, knock it off.
I got the triple dipper over here.
Die in silence.
I'm so glad to hear that. That's who I am to my friends. I send them a lot of those kinds of things.
Yeah.
I've brought it up before, but one of my favorite videos in all of the internet. I apologize for the listeners, but this is for Patrick specifically. You're not here. He is. There's a man at 1920s. He's top of the Eiffel Tower.
Okay.
He's got a big coat on. Inside the coat, sewn in 2x4s, so it can go taut.
I love this guy.
I'll send it to you.
Hell yeah.
And he's at the top of the Eiffel Tower. This is funny. He jumps off, and it's like hand-cranked film. Falls straight down, hits the ground, and then like Wile E. Coyote little poof of dust comes up.
Oh, please send that.
He did not make it.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
The most funny thing is that he's at the top. So there's a guy filming him at the top, and there's a guy filming from the bottom. Also, part of the podcast is drinking a soda. This has not come up yet.
I forgot the sodas.
Forgot about it. So guy filming him at the bottom films him falling to his death, which I think is fine to laugh at because it was in the 20s. He would be dead by now anyways.
Yeah.
Sometimes God calls you home a little early.
Mm-hmm.
The guy filming at the top of the Eiffel Tower, the gentleman is rocking back and forth on like the ledge. Clearly apprehensive.
As he should be.
I don't know how much testing they did. I don't know if they like did a test dummy first.
Okay.
Or an aboriginal, and they like gave them a shot first.
Yeah.
That's what they did back then. I'm
Sure.
not saying it's funny. I'm saying it's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, he hadn't done any testing, so he's very apprehensive before he jumps. And that's the funniest part to me is him like really going, I don't think this is a great idea, but also knowing I'm maybe the first man ever to be filmed. You can't put this out on camera.
Yeah.
Even in the 1920s, it's like, I got to do it for the gram or whatever.
Yeah. His buddy was like, yo, this film cost us 18 cents. Don't mess this up for me.
I sold my house to pay for this film.
Yeah.
Because you told me you could fly.
Early proof of people like just being dumb, though, as soon as a camera comes on.
Yeah.
Like the milk crate challenge. Still love watching videos of it.
This is just the 1920s milk crate challenge.
Yeah, exactly. But I do like the apprehensiveness idea of it, too. It's like, this isn't going to go well.
He kind of knows at the back of his mind.
Yeah. I saw something online recently about Evel Knievel. Where like someone was standing, it might have been a cartoon even or a show or something, but where they were standing at the Royal Gorge and they were like, yo, was this dude on meth? Like, you see how big this gorge is? There's no way he's going to jump this, or the Grand Canyon or whatever it was. Anyway. He
yes, probably on meth.
Yeah.
Probably on a bunch of uppers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a bottle opener and these are capped on. I thought they were twist off, so that's just the gimmick's out.
We're out.
It was a Fanta from Thai. Here, you can just have that.
Okay.
It was a Fanta from what looks to be Thai, I'd imagine. I got these because I was going to, before the Pikes Punks, which I was not able to attend, I was going to do an episode with Mitch Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Mitch Jones loves Faygo. So I'm check out this Faygo from Thailand. Turns out not only was I not able to do the podcast with Mitch Jones, this is not Faygo. This is Fanta. Dumbest man alive.
The twofer.
Yeah. So you can just have, what is this? It looks like a pina colada-esque, but it says fruit punch.
Yeah.
It's green. It's a Fanta. I think it's in Thai. So you just have that. You just put that in a backpack, I suppose.
Hell yeah. Put it in my
This is the second
fanny
episode
pack.
where I didn't bring a bottle opener. So
I'll give you a bottle opener.
hey, thanks.
I have a Malort
Malort.
bottle opener for you. Yep, for sure.
That should have been the podcast. We
Yeah.
should have drank Fanta and Malort.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you have Malort on you?
Yeah, I always have Malort on me. Not like in the
Not
club.
physically.
Not in the club. I have Malort in the car.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it like cooled or just like...
It might still be cool. I mean, people typically like to drink Malort room temperature. So I'll put my bottle
you
in.
and your room temperature foods. Your room temperature
It's
drinks.
catching on. It's catching on. Pretty soon,
You're on the
everyone
crest
will be,
of the wave.
Well, here's the thing.
The cultural wave.
When electricity goes out
Uh-huh.
and
Cheese is going bad.
whoever, aliens or ghosts or whoever, come to Earth and they take the power and no one can have warm or hot food, this dude will be there. This dude will be like, I've been doing this. I've been doing this.
I also like in your imagination, the only way the power goes out is if aliens come around.
Oh, yeah.
That's not.
We can solve everything.
Everything else is going to be.
We don't have an answer for aliens, so that's just. I made my phone screen today look like aliens because Apple
like
has
your
a
son.
new. He's an alien.
Illegal.
Yeah. We had him
Essay.
here. Essay. That's my essay.
We had him in Mexico just to make sure, just give him the authentic experience.
Just to sneak back. Yeah. Most people try to come here to have their kids. We wanted to not give our kid too cushy of an upbringing,
Right.
so we had him down in
We want him to
Chihuahua.
earn it.
Yeah. Really feel the want to be American.
Yeah.
Some people take it for granted.
They don't
honestly.
appreciate what they have
Yeah.
here.
You'll appreciate it
Yeah,
when you swim.
when you see those Purple Mountains Majesty on foot after having walked 600 miles and you weep.
You will love this country. So that's what we wanted to do for him, just kind of set him up for success, you know? A solid cultural upbringing.
I wanted to ask you, and then we should wrap up soon.
Yeah.
But I don't want to alarm you. I'm white.
Oh, okay.
My wife is Hawaiian and Samoan.
Okay.
Also white. I didn't want to go too nuts.
Yeah.
She's got a dash in there.
A little.
But so our daughters are soon to be daughters. But our daughter has a Hawaiian middle name.
Okay.
And our second daughter will have a Samoan middle name. Does your son have any? You throw any kind of zhuzh in there? A little cayenne?
No, but
was this a big fight that you and
No. But this will be long gone by the time my son can see anything. So if you see this, buddy, ignore it. There was like his middle name's a family name.
Okay.
But it just so happened that it worked out to be my son's initials are OJS. OJ Simpson.
Oh.
Like it's not even just OJ, but it's OJS. So that's pretty fun. And I rode hard with it. My wife was like, well, we can do like another family name if you want. I was like, nope, we're doing that one. We are doing that one because now we call our kid the Juice.
The Juice.
Yeah. Like I'll text my mom and be like, hey, can I bring the Juice Man over?
That's great.
Yeah. And ironically, OJ died 2 days after my son was born.
Wow.
Yeah. So like out with
2 days after?
Yeah.
Oh, if it was 2 days before,
yeah,
he could have been reincarnated.
Well, we think it's out with one in with the next. Like
Yeah.
he couldn't be born until the other one was gone.
Yeah.
So you're welcome, world. We got rid of him. Not
And
my
now-
kid. We still have the kid. We got
we
rid of
took care of
the
that.
other Juice.
Man, you gotta they just brought back the Bronco like last year.
Oh yeah, he needs a Bronco.
I do love a Bronco. I don't know a lot about cars.
As soon as we
Broncos look sick.
They do
They're
look
cool ass cars.
But as soon as we wrap this up, I'm gonna text my wife and ask her if we can buy him one of those like Barbie cars, but like in a Bronco. And I'll spray paint it white. If they don't sell it in white, because Lord knows they shouldn't, I'll spray paint it. Just, oh my Christ! This second Halloween is gonna be wild. Sorry to everyone on my block when my
Guys.
kid's driving around a white Bronco with black isotoner gloves on.
It's not racist. He's OJ specifically.
Yeah.
He's not doing a caricature of a people. He is specifically OJ.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yep.
That's what I say. That's
I
what
thought you were shaking my hand.
that's
I thought you.
we're making a pact
Yeah.
that
There
it
we
is
go.
fine and no one can be mad at us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we should wrap up
Yeah.
because we have
There's
to
there's
leave
probably
the show to come back in.
there's probably comics waiting
probably
outside
comics.
to get in.
And they probably know that we're podcasting. I didn't ask them to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Patrick Shaughnessy.
Oh shit! I put my phone up before
No.
we were done. I thought
It's
we were done when we
over.
sat up.
I was just telling them your name again.
Oh yeah.